Hello, Tommy here, and we're going over my first guitar that started it all. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for joining. In today's video, we're going over the guitar that started it all for me, my very first guitar, the Ibanez RG120. Now, the playthrough you just watched was a song from my very first band. The song's called No Means No, Jim Haley. We were, I believe, in middle school when we wrote that. To give you some context as to why I started playing, I grew up skateboarding. I started around the age of 10. My brother taught me how to skate. I had friends that skated. Skateboarding was my whole life, you know, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater and all that. Then I remember there was a skateboarding competition. I'm gonna use the term skate competition very loosely because I come from a small town and there was maybe 10 of us at most. But there was this one distinct one where it was during the summer. We had this little skate park. I entered, I skated, whatever. But like right after the skate competition, there was a show. And there was a bunch of local bands at the time. This was like maybe 2008, 2007, somewhere around that time. I'll find a photo and post it if I can find it. But I was dripped out. You know, I had my South Pole shirt on. I had my crew hat. I had my Fallen shoes, man. I was dripped out to the max. Well, there's a photo of me sitting at this bench watching one of my friends play. And that's kind of when I knew. I was like, dude, I want to do that. I want to play guitar. So I believe it was Christmas that same year after the skate competition during the summer that I got my first guitar, and that was the Ibanez RG120. Now, it was between this and a Dean guitar. I didn't really know much about guitars, but you know, I had friends that played guitar, and I was asking them. I was like, "Hey, for a starter guitar, which one would you recommend?" They were like, "Well, we don't really mess with Dean, and Ibanez is, you know, kind of the thing because they were like metalcore bands." Now, I grew up listening to rock. Like my mom had REO Speedwagon, Bon Jovi, music like that. My brother, you know, showed me like Mushroomhead, Slipknot, Disturbed, all that stuff. So I was kind of like well versed in kind of like both sides of the world. Now, my friends, they were really into metalcore, like, you know, whatever was popular, you know, 08, 09, which was probably like Bring Me the Horizon and whatever, you know. Underneath the Gun, I think, was one of them. I know Christian core was really big back in those days too, so I was probably listening to For Today. This guitar I learned everything that I know now. I learned my chord shapes, I learned my alternate picking. I've written songs on this. Um, this Ibanez is very, very basic. It's like the one of the cheapest models at the time I could find. I think this was about $200. I did some research on this guitar, and they were made from 2001 to 2012. You know, you have the stock pickups. I forgot what kind of bridge this is, but it's the stock bridge. I want to say it was a rosewood fretboard, 24 frets. I think this is a 25.5 scale. If I get up close, it's like everything is rusted. The hardware is rusted, the pickups are rusted. Like even the back is rusted. Like I have no idea what I was trying to accomplish with doing this whole scraping thing right here. The back of the neck I actually scraped down, and it made it feel softer and easier to play. I don't know, I guess I removed the finishing layer on it. I don't know, but it felt so much better after I started playing. I believe, I could be wrong, but we're about to check in a minute. This thing still works, obviously, but I want to say it's held together by duct tape, electrical tape, because I didn't know how to solder, and I haven't touched this in well over a decade. So let's find out. Oh, man. Yep, I was right. So this guitar is held together by duct tape, bro. Straight up by duct tape. All these wires are held together by duct tape. Man, I thought it was electrical tape, honestly, but duct tape, dude. Hey, it works. It works, dude. That's funny. My impressions now of it. So when I went to record the demo of my first band's song, I wasn't sure how it was going to turn out because I haven't played this guitar in years. Like I don't think I've ever had a proper setup for this guitar. I was just like, oh, we're playing in drop B. Okay, cool. Oh, we're playing drop C. Okay, cool. I'll just tune the strings and just, you know, play. Because at the time, like, you're a kid, you don't really know much. And I remember we played in drop A for a couple shows, and I'm telling you, the strings were like flopping around. And I was like, I don't think this is right. This is weird. This feels different. But playing it now, like the neck feels really good still. I don't know if I should change out the pickups first or if I should upgrade the tuners. I'm thinking I should upgrade the pickups first because it's like I can change this out to EMGs, which is like my preferred pickup, but like I don't think they make a solderless switch, like a three-way switch like this. Or I could just change out this pickup to an EMG, disconnect these, and just have a volume. I feel like that's probably what I'm gonna do, you know. Playing it was still very comfortable. The body isn't too crazy. It's like a Strat style body, whatever. The neck actually felt pretty good. It's just, it really needs to be intonated, but the screws are the screws are rusted, so there's like no turning these, so I may have to upgrade the bridge as well. So I'm gonna start on pickups, bridge, then tuners. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I'm gonna upgrade all that. I might start playing it again, honestly. I remember being very stoked that I got the guitar, because I got the guitar. I had the DiMarzio strap locks, you know. I was like very, very stoked. And I was the kid that would bring their instrument to school. I was in band, so I used to play trumpet, and I would, you know, take the trumpet home and back, you know, to practice and all that good stuff. Well, trumpet turned into guitar, and the main reason why I brought the guitar to school was because I had friends, and so right after school we would go to a buddy's house, play, you know, they'd teach me stuff. We would practice, you know, once I joined a band or whatever. I remember I did my first guitar spin back when that was cool, before I had a gig bag, because I think I got a gig bag from one of my friends, and they were just like, here you go, you can have it. It was like a big old Fender gig bag, so like the guitar would fit in it, and then it would be like hella spacious. It would just be nothing but air. And you would just like hope that it didn't like mess up or whatever. But one of the times I used to I remember I went to my friend's house and he lived about a mile away from my house. So I would just carry this guitar on the strap, just like running home or whatever. And one time the strap broke, and that's what caused this little breakage right here. So the bands that inspired me early on to play guitar, like I said, this was like 2008, 2009 era. So this is going on 20 years. It's going on 20 years. So at the time, Bring Me the Horizon, I like their riffs, you know, their shreddy riffs. As Blood Runs Black, still kings to this day. Underneath the Gun, they were sick. Probably August Burns Red, they had some really sick riffs back in the day as well. For the Fallen Dreams, I was a real big metalcore kid back in the day, a real big Christcore kid, like grew up in the church and all that stuff. So more than likely, I learned a lot of For Today riffs. I don't know if In the Midst of Lions had that album out yet or not. Dude, I learned some Coheed and Cambria because they came out with that Welcome Home song. Learned that shit. The intro riff. We're not getting too crazy with solos. I'm not a solo. No, I don't do that. This guitar to me also represents like me wanting to fit in, because I always wanted to fit in with my friends. I always felt like, you know, I was kind of the guy on the outside. And funny enough, I'm like one of the only people in my friend group that still like pursues music, that still plays in bands and stuff like that. But this kind of represents a lot of me like wanting to fit in and wanting to find a place for myself in this world. This guitar also represents for me everything that I don't want in a band. It's my first band. It was a cool experience. You know, we got to do some cool things. We never played out of state. We did a lot of local shows, a lot of cool local shows, bands that we looked up to at the time. But like within the group, there was just like everything that I did not want to be a part of. But like I learned so much in life and musically with this guitar. And I'm just like, I'm very thankful to still have it. So after all these years, why did I keep the guitar? Well, I kept the guitar because it's part of my story. It's a reminder of where I started and how far I've come. It's also a reminder that you don't have to have the newest, coolest, and most expensive thing to take your first step. Thank you all for hanging out. Let me know if you still have your first guitar and what it is, and I'll see you in the next video. Drink something, brother. I feel like this is going downhill pretty fast, right? Bitch ass boy, pow, pow, you know what I'm saying? Keep going.